We almost have a reflection going on over there. Not quite. It's because the sun is in a different location. Supposedly, I don't know, whatever. We got people here, alright. 39 peoples. Bror's future is so bright, he's got to wear shades. I like that. I still have those. Unfortunately, I got to replace my other ones. Oh, that's a good look. Hold on. All right, let's excuse me. It is so damp. The sun just came out like a half hour ago when I got in the vehicle. Look at all the sugar they gave me. She gave me a mountain of sugar. She's like, I got you. She says, you know what? I eat those throughout the day. I'm like, you too? Wow. It's like kindred spirits. Look at that. It's a pile. I love it. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's ritualize our coffee. And then we'll get started with my favorite day, which is AMA. I'd see how dark the coffee is. It's just at the surface. That's about 1/4 of an inch. Gone. I love it. I look forward to this coffee. I was just speaking to the manager, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I could buy the coffee, but there's just something about coming in here and enjoying it, you know? And the company is good, too. The people are so nice to me here. In fact, I made mention of the possibility of people coming over here for Bror Nation Get Together 2024, which is coming up April 22nd through the 25th. And they were like, yeah, let's do that. So I will have to pass on the info, you know who I'm talking to. And we'll see what they come up with. If it's one of those, oh, you want extra table type of deals and there's all the upcharges, not so much. But, you know, I think we could figure something out. And the video for the Bror Nation Get Together 2024 should be out on Saturday or Sunday. It's just about done. I got to do a little touching up. That way all the questions are answered. I'm not going to go into great detail about, you know, specifics. And, I mean, yes, I'm going to go into great detail about specifics. But not, you know, not some of the references that are unimportant. I'll do that during live streams. It'll basically be date, cost, where. I did do a video of the actual place. I got pictures of the food. I got the menu. I got the open bar drink list and all that other good stuff. So yeah, I'll make a nice video. All right, here we go. Let's get that milk in there. Bonk. Yeah. All right. Oh, we done ritualizing? Yeah, I think this is good. I mean, let me just check it real quick. Hold on. Bonk. Yeah, I figured, you know, Janice, I will forward that information. I got the you know, as soon as she said, like, oh, you know, we have a banquet person, I was just like, it's not what I asked you, bro. You know, I just told you we're gonna crash the gates doing 98. Don't get all crazy with the whole banquet thing, you know. So yeah, but they do have a private room that's kind of cool. But they have several rooms. I mean, I think we could just walk in here if we wanted to, but we'll figure that out. All right, let's test the coffee activities. Yeah, that's good. So the sun finally came out. I'm happy about that. Well, not really. But it's still chilly. It was 54 degrees when I got out of the vehicle. All right. Let me say hello to a few people. What do we got? 75 people. Janice, Maria, Mary, Val Marie, Tom Mac, Joe Q, Maria, Sony, Buster, Angie. Angry Swede, what's going on? Kevin S. Cindy. Kyle. Mark 1. A doggy bag. Yeah, she gave me all the sugar. They had a big box of it, and she kept pouring. She's like, sure it's enough? I was like, well, if you want to put some in a Ziploc, I'll take it home. Where's that thumping coming from? Like, this whole place is vibrating. That's weird. Carolyn, there is a truck stop near here. I often wondered if they had good. Sometimes truck stops have good coffee. Sometimes they don't. Do you hear that? What is that odd rumbling? Is it an earthquake or something? Sylvia. What, on this one? Or on the other one? I showed you my new Apple band. I went ahead and ordered the black and the OD green. Because I thought it's a little hard to get in and out of because of the Velcro, but it's comfortable. I'd say no. Bert. Daniel, holy cow, I got hit with a commercial right at the back. Level up my desk. Standing desk. Oh, okay, I already have one. Thanks, but no thanks. I want to get to everyone. Let's see. Venus, Aaron, and 90. Keith Bubba. Alright, I think I'm pretty much caught up. And, you know, feel free to get involved, everyone. You got a blackout coffee commercial? That's interesting. Coffee, yeah, I guess they're hearing me talk or something. Okay, it is AMA day. We got about an hour and a half, so I didn't want to take up a whole bunch of time yapping, but I'm going to enjoy the coffee. I hope you enjoy this AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. You can pretty much ask me. My eyes all kinds of blue today. They're like a weird baby blue today. See that? That's weird. I smell incense. What's that incense smell? My senses are so heightened. I don't know why. I don't like it. I don't like it. As long as I can see good. You know, my spidey sense is always on point, but shit seems louder. I can smell different things and I'm hearing different things. I don't know if I'm happy with it or not. Northwest, have you ever spent time in a Tropicana? I will answer that momentarily. Let's see. I don't like the Tropicana. Never did, never will. I'm not gonna miss it. That's what I said in the video, and I think a lot of people, they never made it to the end of that. Hey, the Tropicana's closing. Oh, it's a jacket that's doing it? Cool. But at the end, I gave my opinion, and my opinion of the Tropicana is they got the rudest employees, but I hope they all find gainful employment, don't get me wrong. Where's that incense coming from? Raw dogging it. Rudest employees, worse when they act like you're stealing food off the table if you actually win over there. And it's not just recently, it's always been that way. You know, I've made a couple bucks at that craps table and they're like, prove you won it. Well, what I pull these chips out of my ass, you know? I mean, they've always been that way. They're so hostile if you actually win. The security in there, you know, it's like freaking Gestapo level. Not just because I'm a live streamer, just in general. They look at everyone like, you know, like you're the enemy. The employees are rude. The place is old. The machines are tight. Good riddance. That's what, I bet you never thought that's a piece of Vegas history, you know? 67 years, I think, 1957. Yeah, it's 67 years old, you know? It's an iconic place. What effort. I mean, I'm not thrilled that, you know, a ballpark's going there because I think that's going to cluster F the strip, you know, even more. But, you know, if they turn it into a parking lot, that's fine. I will, alright, let me do an intro real quick and I'll get to those questions. I will scroll back and find them because I see some coming in anyway. Alright, Bror Fredrik coming at you with AMA episode 23, and I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least, not AMAs, 5 times a week. And if you want to support the channel, super thanks, super chat, and click on all the links, do all the stuff. I appreciate it because my channel is 87.4% fan funded. I get to wet my beak like that much through YouTube, but they don't like old Bror Fredrik, so screw them. But I love you, so I appreciate your support. AMA, ask me anything too personal, I'll dance around it, but I'll still answer it. I'm not going to give you my date of birth, social security number, checking account number, credit card number, home address, social security. You know, I'm not going to tell you all that stuff. I'm not even going to tell you my blood type because I don't know. Other than that, let's have at it. And super chatted questions will take priority and will 100% be answered. And other ones as they pop up, and if I think they're going to be kind of, you know, goodish content. Brown looks good. Yeah, it's kind of little fall-ish colors, but, you know, it's still, I got the t-shirt on underneath there. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, let's see. I saw a question. It is 61 in Houston. All right, so that was Tropicana. You know, I used to go there on occasion. I've actually seen a few shows there, but I just never liked the place whatsoever. So I'm not gonna miss it at all. Okay, oh, Janice, absolutely. Thank you for the 5 Bananaramas. I will, I got that person's card too, which, I mean, I could start the conversation with them because I think I don't want to let all the cats out of the bag just in case, you know, like I said, they pull that, oh, a banquet, you know, that'll be $100 a person, you know, versus just walking in the front door. If they start pulling that, so I don't want to give them too much information. So we will, we'll work on that. Carolyn with the 2 Bananaramas, thank you very, very much. All right, let me scroll back a bit. I saw a couple of questions. Is anything going on with the BCDC? Anything going on with the unfinished project at the Palazzo? Yes, in fact, they just said about a week or so ago that that's completely kiboshed. They're not doing anything with that. In fact, I think some of the permitting that they had in place, they let it expire. So they're not doing anything with that whatsoever. That was supposed to be, actually supposed to be condominiums overlooking the strip, which would have been pretty freaking awesome. But they were going to go for like $4 to $7 million each. There's only room for like 10 of them. You know, that was their plan. It's a no-go. And they might tear that phony shit up the top and redo something else. But that'll take place after the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's never gonna happen. My nose is itching. What does it mean when your nose is itching? It's not like a hay fever weirdness or anything. I just got itchy nose. Yeah, we don't need no stinking private room. I mean, the private room was cool. It was like a soundproof box in there. And they have 3 private rooms. They had a private room where they closed the door behind, and you couldn't hear you could hear a pin drop and a mouse fart in there. And I'm just like, I said, is there an upcharge for this room? And they're like, yes. And I said, no. You know, and then we're not like in the atmosphere. This is kind of fun to hang around in here. Northwest Man 1, I appreciate your take on things, bro. You're unique in your. Yeah, I guess I am kind of unique, and I do appreciate you saying that, and I do appreciate you, so thank you very much. Alright, hold everything. You tried to send me a super chat, and it locked up your computer? That's odd. Wow. I do apologize for that. I don't know what sorry. Bro, do you think you might have a call-in show eventually on your new network? Yes. That is something that I do have planned. I already started building that for the YouTube channel where people, and thank you for the 10 banana rounds, where people can call in. I have to transfer that information and that technology over to the new platform, but I do want to do call-ins to a certain degree, not like free-for-all call-ins or whatnot, but yeah, I am going to do that, and I am going to do guest spots, and I am going to offer the ability, if yeah, it's probably YouTube, Carolyn. I am going to offer the opportunity for people to either put on their own content, like if you want to do a series about something and I think it's, you know, might enhance the, you know, the goings on the channel, I might have people submit stuff. So yeah, or, you know, I might do a network type thing where people can have their own channel on my channel. So yeah, do I have any close relatives or siblings that I stay in contact with? No. I mean, I do, but I don't. I mean, I do and I don't. Siblings, no. I'm the last of my kind as far as siblings go. I do stay in touch with some of my cousins on occasion, but that's about it. Our family, you know, I didn't have, you know, I don't have kids, so that kind of put the kibosh on certain things. Some of my cousins have kids now, and, you know, like when people have kids and you don't, it's a little bit different when it comes to holidays and getting together and all that type of stuff. So I do stay in touch with them to a degree. However, I'm the type of person who's like, you know, it's got to be a two-way street, you know? I'm not going to keep reaching out if you don't. And, you know, family being family sometimes, when you stop reaching out, so do they. So on occasion, I don't have a big family. I had a big family. I don't have a close family. My parents are both passed. My sister passed. So, you know, I'm the last of that lineage there. So that made things a little challenging. But that's the answer to that. Retired. What's that? Did I hear about the lady that she won $18,000 at the Durango? They're probably crying in their sleep about that. Oh my God, someone actually won. Oh my God. Buster asked, do I believe in miracles? 100%. It's a miracle I'm alive. I mean, that's very cliche to say, but it's actually true. From a medical standpoint, it's a miracle I'm alive several times over, not just once. And I do believe in miracles, and I've seen miracles. I've seen amazing shit. I've seen people get healed. You know, I always tell the story about, you know, the tail lights that came out of nowhere that saved my life in a snowstorm and then poof, disappeared. You know, so I've seen a lot, you know. I definitely believe in miracles. No ifs, ands, or buts. Had to do it in 2 steps. Can you teach us the art of negotiations? Let me scroll down a second real quick. Yeah, remind me at the end. I think I'm going to I'll end with that specific question because I love that idea. You know, there is an art to negotiation. I mean, I'm going to cover some, you know, like business-related stuff on, you know, on my own platform too. But I got an easy answer for that. I know I've said it before, but I definitely want to reiterate that. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Oh, I got a super chatter question. Bam! Jumps to the top. What is my biggest fear and why and what is it? It ain't dying. It's what it actually is. My biggest fear. Well, see, the things you fear, come and get you. You know, so I try not to fear anything because fear. You know, if you want to do the acronym game, you know, a lot of people have different ones, but mine is false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is. So I try not to harbor fear and have fear in my life, but I would call it a concern. My greatest concern is not death, not illness, It's more or less, how would I say, being dependent on others. That would irk the shit out of me. That would make me want to like check out. Like if I was dependent on others, you know, like if I ever ended up, you know, old and, you know, someone was wiping my butt and feeding me with a spoon or whatever, I would just like check out. I'd be like, oops, tripped over the plug, I'm out, you know? Well, one of you guys feel free to pull the plug, you know? Because I don't want to be around if I have to be dependent on other people. I'm too independent. My life has always been geared around me being the source of stability and the one that can be counted on. I function the best when people are dependent on me, you know, rather than the other way around. I don't even know how I could function being dependent on others. When I broke my shoulder, you know, I was in I remember being in El Super, like asking people in my broken Spanish to like do that with the bags and open the bags so I could put stuffed tomatoes in there and whatnot. You know, I remember being in Walmart and I couldn't, you know, because I was like this, like packing everything, and some people like, oh, you poor soul and whatnot. In one way it was kind of neat, you know, but in another way I just couldn't function like that. I'm too used to being, you know, the caretaker of my fellow man rather than the other way around. So, that would make me, that would suck for me. So yeah, thank you for that question. Phil, hey bro, what's the most fun thing you've done on a live? And thank you for that super chat. Honestly, the times that we get to do lives are fun, you know, because me and you have that like rapport going on. I mean, I've done lives with other people and whatnot, but when me and you get together, because we're bros and we like, you know, we have like a deeper understanding of each other, I have fun. I honestly do have a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, but, you know, those are actually fun. I like when me and you get together and do live streams. That's actually fun. The other ones, I don't know if I'd say in specific, but when I get into that stream of consciousness where I'm not like really thinking about anything specific or doing anything specific and there's just like a flow to what's going on, that happens on occasion, you know, not all, like it comes in spurts during a live stream, but like a whole live stream, you can tell the difference. It's just more fun. I'm less snarky, more humorous, and I love doing all the exploring stuff. You know, all the, you know, finding open gates and, you know, getting into like semi-trouble and whatnot. That's fun to me. It truly is. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Phil. I like that I could heart people's super chats without, you know, yeah, that's a cool thing. We always do have fun. I mean, it's been some of my favorite ones, you know, just hanging out and doing shenanigans and talking shit and running around hotel suites is a lot of fun too. I don't say no. And I do like, you know, even though they're not that popular for some reason, you know, like the first one or two were, but I love doing driving chats, but those are like my least popular. I don't know why, because they're like, those are like stream of consciousness. Maybe because I can't interact as much, because if I look at the chat, I'd be wrapping myself around a telephone pole or rear-ending people or whatever. But I have a lot of fun doing those. I really do. Do I play any poker these days? I haven't played poker since the town reopened. It's been a long time. I just unfortunately do not have the time. I would love to, because I love the, poker isn't about, I mean, it's about, you know, it's a game of skill with an element of luck, but it's about people. It's a people game. And I'm a student of people, so I sort of miss, you know, reading people. It used to keep me a little bit sharper. I mean, I'm sharp about reading people. You know, put me in a room with someone, I'll get them figured out fast. even if I'm not sitting next to them nor talking to them. But I'm keeping my eye on these people over here for some reason. I'm getting heebie-jeebies over here. But poker keeps you sharp. It really does, and I do miss it. One of these days. Let me scroll back. Do you believe in nothing to fear but fear itself? Pretty much. Because, as Job, in the book of Job, he clearly said, the things that you fear most will come and get you. And I believe in that wholeheartedly. I honestly, truly do. That the things you fear most, I mean, you attract, okay, like, it's a principle like gravity. It's an immutable principle that what you believe, you will receive, which is the same concept people would say about prayer. What you believe, you will receive. However, what people don't understand about that level of belief is you can bring negative shit upon yourself just as well as positive stuff. And a lot of people, people sit and worry all the time. Like the people, they were under their bed and they didn't want to come out and they got the 19. They were actually attracting that stuff, The things you fear, because fear, in my opinion, okay, false evidence appearing real, yada, 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 sounds cute. But in reality, fear is believing backwards. Well, let me put it another way. If you believe in prayer, which I hope you do, fear is praying for something bad to happen. Can I make it any clearer than that? No. You're literally praying for bad shit to come your way when you have fear over something. You can have concern. You can be situationally aware. I mean, we all go through it, I mean, if I was on a ledge, if I was slipping down the cliff at the Grand Canyon, I guess I'd have a little fear going on, but then I'd be like, how much I can do about this, We're all gonna face it, but perpetual fear, moments of fear, that's different. Perpetual fear, where you live in fear. Oh, I don't want to get cancer. Oh, I don't want to get this. Oh, I hope my kids, come home from school in one piece. I hope this. Constantly living in fear. You're literally praying backwards, and there's a higher likelihood of that shit actually happening to you. So you got to get a grip on your fears and your worries and stuff. Because worry is a form of fear. If not fear itself. So there is nothing to fear except fear. I totally agree with that. Alright, I have to... Yeah, we gotta do another scooter race soon. I gotta re-trigger my chat. Freaking ganked out. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, but yeah, stop it. That's funny that, Carolyn posted that Bob Newhart clip called Stop It. That's a fantastic clip, and I have literally showed that to a ton of people, because stopping something is like, okay, well, what's like the premise of it is Bob Newhart's talking to the chick and she's like, oh, I'm afraid of being buried alive in a box, and he's just like, give me $5, I'll fix you. And he's like, okay, you ready? And he just says, stop it. And I've told that to so many people, oh, I'm worried about this. Just freaking stop. Why can't you stop? Just stop. It's genius. I guess you gotta be there. Steady hogging, brother, what was the watch party called that you attended at Ari? I might be going this year too. I'm not 100% sure, but I might be going. That was just called their Super Bowl bash something or other. I don't know, but to me, that was the finest Super Bowl party I've ever attended. On a level of treatment, leather couches, the overall spectacle of it, being in 4 different rooms and hosts and games and TVs, and the food was freaking on point. They gave away sweatshirts and wall caps, and it was just over the top, but not in a garish way. I mean, it was just a great, and I've been to a lot of Super Bowl parties, and that was one of them. Do I think the Super Bowl, do I think the A's Stadium will happen? Hey, Chanel. I don't know how much it is steady. It was like, you know, I was invited. It was an invite-only type of thing. I think it's available to, if you don't get an invite, it's definitely available to anyone who's platinum and above. You know, just call up and say you want to go. And they had a platinum section, then they had the noir section, you know, which was slightly more, they had like butler service versus like buffet, getting it yourself. I think that was the only difference. And I think they had a little better sushi. But other than that, so yeah, if you got a host and you're platinum and above, you could probably get in there pretty freaking easy. Do I think the A's Stadium will happen 50-50? I don't think anyone, the A's have not proven whatsoever that they could afford $1 billion. They haven't put up their marker yet. You know, they haven't put it on the table, and so they haven't showed proof of income. You know, they're like trying to buy a house, and, you know, they don't have a proof of income to show the real estate people. It's the same thing that the A's are doing. You know, they just think that this town is just gonna cave in and pay for it. But yeah, I'm in the 50-50 camp on that. Yeah, Scott, I mean, like I said, just think of it this way. Even if you don't believe or understand or want to believe or fully wrap your head around the concept of prayer, just think about it this way. Put the religious, quote unquote, religious part aside for a second. Just think about it. When you're in fear, you're praying for something bad to happen. That's all you have to think about. Forget about the spiritual connotation. You're literally praying that some fucked up shit happens to you when you're in fear. When you live in fear and you harbor fear. If you have a moment of fear, you know, someone pulls a gat on you, you know, while you're getting into your car with a Louis Vuitton bag, yeah, you're gonna be in fear. But that's a different kind of fear than living in fear. Living in fear of life, living in fear of failure, living in fear of not being good enough, living in fear of not finding the one, all that type of stuff. If you have that level of anxiety, which is based in fear, you're praying backwards. So always remember that. Let's see. What else? Keep them coming. Yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, for sure. I saw your video of the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was all you can eat, all you could drink at that Super Bowl party. They had prime rib. They had shrimp, cocktail. It was phenomenal. Prime rib at a Super Bowl party. You know, need I say more? I'll find out the name of it. I got it somewhere. Matter of fact, I got a picture of it somewhere. Hold everything. I mean, it was just a blast. It was a really good show. Yeah. That's from last year's. Yeah, that was from last year's party. Ladies. But I did a live stream and I did a separate video over there, and they were all cool with that too. It was awesome, like I said, and all you could drink too. You did, you know, if you sat in they brought out these comfortable leather couches and the whole bit, and they came around like cocktail waitresses. What would you like? And they would bring you drinks, and you should tip. I mean, even though it's free, you should tip. But yeah, it was good stuff. Will the Super Bowl make up for the losses on F1? Oh yeah. I think Super Bowl in this town is going to be massive. It's going to overshadow F1 by far. By far. Yeah, I mean, the whole concept, Kevin, of bringing another team to town, they think that sports is going to isolate the town from inflation. So, that's why they want to do it. But they could have brought in the frickin' A's. The A's can't even put 5,000 to 8,000 asses in their own seats, and they think they're going to do it over here? No. Let's see. Would I voluntarily enlist in service, and what branch? Ooh, that's a good question. Great day, Mom. What would I... I mean, I could be a typical dude and talk about all the, oh, I want to jump out of planes and, all that. But I mean, honestly, me and my personality, where I'd be best suited would be, I don't know if I could say this. Can I say this? Long range me. From like 900 yards with a 308. That's more me. I love mixing it up. I love, hand-to-hand combat. I would get down with it. I'm a Navy SEAL, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if I want to dive underwater and be shot out from a torpedo tube of a frickin' submarine. Whatever. But creeping around, lying in wait, camouflage, patience, that would be me. So any branch that would allow me to, belly crawl with a ghillie suit and a lapua, I'd be down with. Just saying. And would I voluntarily enlist in today's armed forces? F no. No. I don't think we'll have to. I think, all right, this is my opinion. I think in our lifetime, we will have to defend our land. We will have to, I think for the first time in history, we will have to defend this nation on our own soil. I hate to say it, and I hate to have that feeling, but I think it might happen. So I don't think it'll be a matter of enlisting. I think, but the problem is, I think we have enough, how would I say, collaborators here that if you think that the outside world is worried about how well armed the populace is, I don't think that's going to be an issue, because there's so many. I mean, just look what's going on. Look what, everyone who's letting all those people run across our border is a freaking collaborator. Oh, just because of being told to do it, I was ordered to remove the barbed wire and let all these freaking people through. Don't you have a soul? Don't you have a conscience? Don't you love this country, or do you hate the country? Oh, I'm just doing what I'm told. I don't want to lose my health care. At some point, you got to have morality. And morality is not allowing an invasion to happen. Duh. But, so, yeah, I think that just goes to the fact that there's collaborators, I don't think we're going to be in that great a shape. Anyway. We shall see. UG say the believe in God. Well, it's more about understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, expectations direct your life, and we're all connected to the universe. The mark out. What does that mean? We're all connected to the universe. What does that, I mean, I'm not like picking on you or anything. What does that mean? We're connected to the universe. What's the universe? Is it alive? Is it a being? The great yonder? I don't even know what that means. It's more about, so you don't believe in God, you believe it's about thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes and expectations and the connection to the great universe. What is, and you put universe in you. So is the universe a deity? Or is it just like outer space? You know, so I'm just like, that's like a metaphysical concept of spirituality, that the great universe, I'm gonna put my energy into the universe and it's gonna come back to me, and I don't get that 100%. Like, what is the universe? If you could explain to me, if someone could explain to me and define what the universe is, because you put a U, so you're making it an entity. So what is the universe? Otherwise it'd be a small u, because it's freaking universe, you know? It's a collection of galaxies and star systems. Is the universe a deity? Does the universe have power? Is it a cistern of energy that you could pour in and pour out? If you could explain the universe to me, what your concept of the universe and what it's doing for me and anyone else, I'd be interested, because I don't get that. We're all connected to the universe. By what? Strings? Karma? I don't believe in karma. Karma's a bunch of bullshit. You know? I mean, it honestly is, if you think about it. Karma. You do enough bad shit, life's gonna get you back. No, someone's gonna get you back. Someone's gonna punch you in the face. Someone's gonna off you. You know? The bile built up in your soul is gonna give you some form of stomach cancer. Is that karma? People, you know, when people look outside of, if people don't want to look towards God, they try to find some other source. Why not a deity instead of like this hypothetical thing? Which people would say the same thing about God. I mean, I get that, but I don't get it. Like, if it could be defined, I could define what God is. I mean, that's pretty easy. But to define what the universe is, the great universe, that I'm going to pour my energy and I'm going to manifest. She ain't here yet. I thought I just manifested a hot chick. Where'd you go? I don't know. I thought I was manifesting. I don't get that. But, you know, I'm not knocking it, but, you know, yeah, the universe is where all the stars and planets are. It has nothing to do with the quality of your life, in my opinion. Anyway, it's, well, what is consciousness? What is consciousness? You have consciousness, I have consciousness. Other than that, there's a great consciousness out there? Like where? Where is it? Like in a jar? In the clouds between Venus and Pluto somewhere? In a galactic ooze? What is consciousness? Like, those are things that cannot be defined. The great consciousness. Whose consciousness? Well, you know, a tiny bit of my consciousness and your consciousness, they all go into the vast consciousness of the great beyond. Is that, I don't know. Is that easier to believe than God? That like there's some great consciousness floating around that we're all tied into? Or a heavenly Father that loves us and wants the best for us and occasionally lets us touch the oven to find out it's hot? You know? I mean, what's harder to believe? I don't know. Whatever. Your father-in-law was a member of the very first Navy SEAL team. No shit. That's pretty freaking awesome. So where does I mean, do you really want, I'll have a debate with you, but not during an AMA. I mean, where does he hang out besides in my heart? Everywhere, every place, everything, you know? Where does the great consciousness live? The great consciousness. I mean, if you want to have like a mature discussion about it, I'll have it. If you want to be a dick about it, I'll be a dick about it too. But I digress. I mean, okay. I'll say this. Okay, I believe in God. You believe in some mystic consciousness and but you put a capital U. So you are deifying the universe. So you believe in a God too. Because you put a U. That was a conscious thing. I saw you do it. Okay. So, when we both die, when the asteroid comes, would you rather, how would I say this? One of us is going to be wrong, and one of us is going to be right, or a combination thereof the both. Which would you rather be? Would you rather find out that, hey, I'm dead now, and there is the great consciousness of the universe with a capital U? What is it? Is it paradise? Is it what? So now I belong to what? I'm like, my consciousness is on a galactic hard drive somewhere? Or am I going to live in harmony with my fellow man and see my dog again? One of us is going to be wrong. I like my version better than your version. I'm going to be part of the great consciousness. That's like, you know what that reminds me of? Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where Odo went back to the great consciousness of his people, which was a lake full of freaking ooze, and he became one with the ooze. I don't want to be one with the ooze. I want to see my dog again, and all the people I love. But anyway, I'm digressing. Why don't I go to Resorts World anymore? Because they suck. Simply put, they suck. They didn't keep their word to me on a couple of things. The music is extraordinarily loud, and they don't have Wi-Fi from a logistics standpoint. Impossible to stream because of the music. Impossible to stream because there's no Wi-Fi. There's like 4 spots in there I could possibly get it, but they just went full-blown asshole. I mean, there's no better way to put it. I mean, they reneged on a lot of things they said they were going to do for the Bror Nation get-together last year. And I just honestly don't like the place. I don't like anything about it anymore. They treated me bad. They broke their word. When you break your word to me, I mean, I'm generally a forgiving person, but if you break your word to me, I'll accept apologies. If you lie to me, I will accept apologies. If you make a habit of it, I'm just crossing you out, whether it's my life or whether it's business or whether it's a freaking casino. And they did all 3, so they can go screw themselves. Tom Mack, ever wear a bow tie? Thank you for that, Super Chat. Yes, but not a real one. I have 2 tuxedos. I have an Armani and a Pierre Cardin. The Pierre is double-breasted. It's freaking sexy. It doesn't fit anymore because I lost all the weight, but I'm still holding on to it because it's just so cool, to say like you own a tuxedo. But they do have, I hate to admit it, but they're both clip-on. I got clip-on ties. They're nice. They're beautiful silk, but they're clip-on. They're not real. So, yeah. Would I ever wear one? Would I ever wear one with a suit or with a blazer? Probably not. I don't think I could pull off that, style, to tell you the truth. The Mark Allen. Mark, you are a gentleman. You are indeed a gentleman. I'm going to thank you for your super chat. Thank you very much. But you are a gentleman, and I appreciate you tremendously. And yes, I would engage in the mental gymnastics and the conversation thereof, because you are being a gentleman. I think we could have an honest discussion. I think we could learn a lot from one another. And thank you. Thank you for that. You know, on not just the monetary end of it, which I do appreciate. You just covered my coffee, but from the human perspective of things. That is, yeah, I'd be ready for another. Thank you. I'm not even drinking this one. Here it goes. I'm more fun when I'm caffeinated, but just the way you handled that, you know, recognizing that we have differences of opinion and still being willing to talk, that's tremendous, man. Shout out you. A lot of people can just learn a lesson from what just took place there. Even if there was no super chat involved, there was a lesson there. That's how we should be. That's exactly how we should be. Thank you. Cool. I don't know how to tie a bow tie. I honestly do not, because I never did. I do know how to tie like 3 different types of like Windsor style knots for regular ties. I do not know how to tie a bow tie. Yikes. One day I'll learn. I mean, I used to be a big fan of the. I have worn a cummerbund, you know. I have worn a cummerbund. I still have one with one of the tuxedos, and I have the pleated tuxedo shirt and the regular tuxedo shirt. And, you know, one of the tuxedos, I think the Armani. I mean, it's not a flex. It just is what it is. Has a you know, rounded collar, and the other one, the double-breasted Pierre Cardin has peak collars on it. Yeah, I wish I could wear that. But I used to like Resorts World, but they let me down on so many freaking things. Has anyone here dropped acid lately? How would I rate my week? It depends on how you define it. That's, you know what? Legal extraction. Julie, we should engage in that. All 3 of us should have that conversation, because you seem like you're on board with learning and the exchange of knowledge and information. I like that. I like that. How would I rate my week? It's Friday already. It started out sucky. It started out real sucky. I felt like I was just running on ice. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I felt like I was just running on ice. I don't know what it was. I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything. I mean, at the end of my day, no matter what the day is, I say to myself, hey, Bror Fredrik, did you do your best? And sometimes, see, best is a variable. Sometimes my best is this much. Sometimes my best is this much. Sometimes my best is this much. And sometimes my best is this much. You know? But as long as I can honestly answer and say I did my best, I don't worry about the volume of bestness. Given the circumstances that I was faced with in this given situation, did I do my best? You know, that's all that matters. Don't beat yourself up. It's not like volumetric. You know, your best on a given day is a variable, but as long as you did it or close to it, you can honestly say you did your best. And I was questioning that on Monday and Tuesday. I'm like, I didn't feel like I was getting shit done, you know? I didn't feel like I was accomplishing what I needed to accomplish, and I kept getting distracted, and it was an odd start to the week. But honestly, And there was nothing bothering me. There was nothing off. I just wasn't like firing on all cylinders on Monday and Tuesday, and I was kind of beating myself up about it, if I'm honest, which I always am. Who's growing a beard? Be careful about talking to yourself. Well, what are we talking about? All right. Yeah, I was kind of beating myself up on Monday and Tuesday, and I couldn't figure out why. I just wanted to do more, but it just wasn't coming together. And then, I don't know, I had a good night's sleep or something on Tuesday, and the rest of the week has been freaking awesome. I got extraordinarily motivated for the new platform. Like, it in my mind, it's went from something I need to do. I think that's what was bugging me. All right, you guys just cathartically helped me figure something out. I think that's why Monday and Tuesday sucked, because putting together the new platform, my new streaming platform, for those of you who don't know, it's something that I needed. I've been treated like it's something I need to do, which it is, because I mean, because we brought up spirituality here, because I brought up border crossings. This video is getting demonetized. You know, I will lose all ad revenue based on that, just because I said that. Even though they'll put 1,000 commercials on it, it doesn't matter. And if they don't demonetize it, they'll give me like $4. You know, like they always do. That's why I say this is fan funded. This isn't, YouTube ain't paying me shit. So yes, I need to do that. But come like Wednesday-ish, maybe that was the changing point in the week, come like Wednesday-ish, I started wanting to do it, and I started getting excited about doing it versus I need to do this because YT blows, and I'm tired of having to speak in code, and I'm tired of having my First Amendment rights stomped all over, blah, 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 blah. You know, I was approaching it from that angle. But about midweek, I started getting enthusiastic. I was like, I want to do this. This is going to be awesome. You know, I went beyond the negative, being driven by a negative emotion, to being driven by a positive emotion. You guys just helped me figure that shit out. That was awesome. That was awesome. Wow. That was absolutely freaking awesome. I just realized, I didn't think about that. You guys just figured that out for me. Well, help me figure it out. Now I want to do it. Before I was like under the gun, you know. Now I want to do it. Oh. Stuart. That was extraordinarily kind. 50 Bananagramas from Stuart. I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I miss you guys. You know? I'll see you in like 80 days. Thank you very much. That was very, very kind of you. Now I got 54. Yeah, I mean, alright, you want to see something real quick? Just so you know. Alright. So you know I'm not yanking your chain. Well, not yours, Stuart, but just in general. Not that I gotta prove anything to anyone, but let's see here. You guys want to see something funny? I gotta turn the camera around, otherwise it's gonna be backwards. I think you could check for me. I like that. You could check for me. I think he was gonna bring me another one. All right, thank you. All right, this was my last drive-in chat, right? Remember that? What was that? A couple days ago? Let's keep going down. That's what YT paid me. Freaking yikes. I mean, before I started like, you know, pissing off the powers that be, that would have been like $80. Now they're just like, F you. $4. You know, and meanwhile, they ran like 1,000 ads easily. I don't see a dime of that. Not a dime. You know, $3.89. That's what they paid me for frickin' 3 hours of my life. You know? You know, I don't know, I just felt compelled to show that, you know? But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I do this because I love to do it. I do this because, you know, I love hanging out with you guys. I do this because, like, it's cathartic, and it's, like, it helped me. Like, I just figured that shit out. By you guys inspiring that simple question, well, Angie inspired that simple question, how was my week? And now I just figured out why Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday blew chunks, and Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm feeling good. I cannot, like, I turned the corner from it being drudgery, you know, coding. I don't know if you guys know about CES and putting head snippets in, and, you know, theme.css and all that other shit. That's, you know, that can become mind-numbing after a while. And it's not, even when I launch, I'm still not going to be done with it because it's got to be perfected. I just know time is of the essence, because it's just a matter of time before, you know, YouTube is just like completely done with me. Well, I don't want to be all doom and gloom. It's not about that. I'm not going anywhere. Even when I have my own platform, I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do the Vegas thing. I'm just going to put the content that pisses YT off on my own platform. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do. All the things that, you know, you see down there that you might not, you know, like, what does this have to do with Vegas? That's all going on the new platform. I need to hit the slots, it'll fix all my problems. All hell the casinos? No, I don't think so. That's a weird take. No, I'm actually telling people to quit freaking gambling, because you have like zero chance of gambling, but whatever. Last time I played Buffalo was probably when we went to the grand opening of Durango. That was the last time I did that. Thank you. Yeah. What time is it? I love you guys too. Alright, so yeah, it went from drudgery to being oh, I was gonna say, I'm not going anywhere from YT, so don't even start trying to spread that rumor. I'm not going anywhere. What's taken place is, as of yesterday, the new YT edict took effect that you're not allowed to, where's the stuff at the table? You're not allowed to do political commentary. You're not allowed to do commentary on social events. You're not even allowed to do commentary on the weather, you know, if you're not a media source. And if you continue to do it, what they're putting it under their sensitive topic community standard. They're deeming anything, because we're going into an election cycle. They for all intents and purposes, they deemed everything they don't like as sensitive. And if you violate their sensitivity policy, they will demonetize your videos, which they're already doing to me. They started that like a month ago. Like I said, I used to make, like, you saw that, $3.89. You know, a couple months ago, that would have been like $40. You know, so they've already hit me by like 90%. And now that it's the first, they're gonna just whack everyone. They say, we'll give you a few chances, we'll demonetize your videos and put advertising on it, but you just don't get any. And they're gonna do that to everyone. They're going to do that to like all the big commentators. I'm not just talking about me. You know, I'm like nobody compared to someone who has like 500,000, million subscribers, you know, the Russell Brands and all the rest of them. No more commentary on anything. They say we'll demonetize the video first and foremost, so you can't make a dime. So if you want to do it for free, go for it. But they'll still put commercials on it. That's the weird part. And then after that, they will actually demonetize your channel. They will not take it down because they're gonna run ads on it. You just ain't seeing a dime. But they will demonetize you. So that's why I'm like, you know, I gotta start my own thing. I can't have my future, you know, wrapped up in a third party who treats me like, you know, like I'm a leper, you know, like I'm the enemy, you know? I'm making money for them and they treat me like I'm the freaking enemy. So I'm gonna start my own, you know, but I'm still gonna do the content here, you know, I'm still gonna do the Vegas thing, I'm still gonna be me as much as possible, but, you know, I gotta kind of watch here moving forward. Like I said, it's too late. Like the AMAs will always get demonetized until they send me a thing saying, you know, we've had enough of your shit. You know, I went through a re-education camp, right? You know, I told everyone that. They made me go through re-education camp a la Jordan, you know, and I had to take the test and prove that I understood what they wanted from me as a content creator. I did it, you know? I should have screenshotted it all, but I did it. I had to take the test and I had to take the class on how to be more sensitive and not talk about border crossings and stuff like that. But I can't stop. You know, like, can't talk about things like the 4 individuals who beat the hell out of those cops who were just let free with no bail. They were just like, all right, thanks, bye, thanks for playing. Can't talk about that. That's sensitive. That's too sensitive. So, yeah, so the whole starting a new platform became more of a beast of burden. But around Wednesday, I was like, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool, you know? Not having to bite my tongue, you know? Not having to play by anyone else's rules except my own. You know, that's, wow, I feel like liberated. It finally dawned on me. So yeah. Yeah, spank the hell out of them. What? You know, Kevin, take a look at the guy. Take a look at what's happening to the guy who accidentally, maybe some of you know about it. He was live streaming himself playing piano in an airport, as he normally does. He wasn't from what I see, wasn't like a political guy or whatever. And it just so happens that some delegates from this country who wants to take us over eventually, ended up on the video, and it got into a big confrontation. And he was just like, hey, I'm just doing my thing, you know, you're in a public space, but the embassy got involved, YT is involved, legal teams are involved, the whole government is involved in whacking this poor guy's channel. You know, you can't fight them. They're their own FCC, you know, you can't fight them. They are, you know, as much as they talk about misinformation and meddling in elections and whatnot, pot, kettle, black. Anyway, I'm digressing. How do other YT creators get their content posted? And by the way, they are worse. Well, if you say, okay, you take someone like the Quartering, you take someone like the bigger players who are speaking out amongst things, they don't care, you know? As long as their channel doesn't get taken down, because they're selling shit. You know, if I had 1 million subscribers and 0.02% of them was buying a t-shirt once a month, I'd be making more than I make in a month on YouTube in a day. You know? If I had Coffee Brand Coffee Company and I was selling thousands of bags of coffee, do you think I would care whether YouTube monetizes my ads or not, monetizes my channel? I wouldn't care if I had another product. You know, if I was doing stand-up comedy somewhere, or if I had this to sell or that to sell. That's why you see, or sponsors. You know, I mean, I'm extraordinarily thankful for Olight and T. Shanley. Look at friggin' T. Shanley. What up, T. Shanley? That's a product of T. Shanley right there. It's like every wrinkle's almost gone. This shit works. Link in the description. Ain't gonna lie to you. But they're getting sponsorships. If they're shouting out a VPN service or something like that, they're getting paid like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for that 1 minute ad. You know, I ain't getting that. I'm getting like 5% of sales. You know, you guys buy a flashlight for $100. I get $5. I ain't gonna lie. It just is what it is. You know? But these guys are making, you know, thousands of dollars to talk about specific things. They don't care about ads. So they say whatever the hell they want. Now, if they get demonetized, I mean, if the channel just gets taken down, that's pretty freaking devastating. That'll jack you up, because then you've lost that. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, see, I used to watch the Quartering a lot, but he beats the dead horse, and it's like, okay, Coffee Brown Coffee. You know, it's like every 10-minute video has 2 or 3 minutes of pimping the product. You gotta tone that shit back, bro. I don't know if you listen or not, but tone that shit back. It's making it unbearable. I mean, I know you guys probably are like, oh, he's gonna tell us about Olight again. Which, yeah, $5 if you purchase $100. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. But I ain't getting rich off it. I think for the whole Christmas season, I made like $65. You know, woo. But I'm thankful. You know, but if I was a huge channel, that's a whole different freaking story. Let me get back over here. I had to restart the chat. I haven't gotten too many commercials. They're probably pissed at me anyway. But yeah, he's gotta like back off. You can't do that. You can't berate people. You know? He's gotta like take it down a notch. Yeah, the new pink one is cool. Absolutely, Andrew. Shout out Warrington. Alright, what else are we talking about here? Yeah, the days before G, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. But you're going to see a lot of things coming up over the next couple of weeks if they choose to enforce it. But you will never know. Yeah, Kim Kardashian makes $1 million a day or whatever. Teaching women how to spray paint their faces, whatever. It's unbelievable. But, you know, bigger channels, you won't notice the difference, because if they got something else to sell, or they're getting sponsored, or some people are just straight up getting paid, you know? Or like if someone came along and said, hey, Bror Fredrik, we'll give you a salary of $200K, just keep the show going because we dig what you do, you wouldn't even know about it. And I wouldn't say a word, you know? I would take all ads off and I'd just be like, yeah, whatever. You know, but it ain't gonna happen. But some other creators, I know they have those type of deals. You know, wear our clothes, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, that type of shit. It happens all the time, but they don't care. When was my last full belly laugh? I don't remember. I don't remember. That's a good question. I honestly don't remember. I'm more of like a chuckle kind of smirk kind of. I can't remember the last time like I all out cracked up over something. Maybe I'm just like too serious sometimes. I can't remember the last time I like straight up cracked up about something. Maybe I should start. Like right now, I'm cracking up on the inside. I don't know why, but I am. Full old belly laugh. You know, I've almost never voluntarily watched a comedy in my entire life. Does that sound sad or pathetic? I just haven't. Just haven't. You did, Carolyn. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not the only one who's saying that. A lot of people are getting sheared. That's why you see people quitting left and right, you know? You see people just like bailing, just like, we're out, you know? Because they used to be like it's so non-transparent. There used to be a structure, how much you got paid per 1,000 views. But it's down like 80% over what it was 3 years ago, you know? So people like, whatever. I mean, you know, that's why people are leaving. I don't like being jumped on by multiplex people about Did people jump on you, Maria? Alright, I didn't see the question. I will answer it. Do I mind if people watch other YouTubers? No. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. No, it doesn't. I mean, honestly, it doesn't bother me. I don't think anyone jumped on you per se. I didn't see the question, but I don't think no one's jumping on you. I don't really care. You know, I mean, when it comes to Vegas-related things, I specifically don't care because one, my YouTube show is not about Vegas per se. It's from Vegas. And I've always made that distinction. You know, this is a show from Vegas, not really about Vegas. I'm the worst tour guide going. I couldn't tell you when the Forum Shop was built, because I don't care. I don't care, I'm in it. I'm enjoying it. I need to know what year it was built and what PSI concrete it is and what color paint that is. I don't give a shit, you know? So I'm like the worst. If you want like that level of Vegas, you know? So a lot of people do the deep dives and, oh, these plants are grown in a special environment before they're brought into the conservatory. There's plenty of people out there doing that. I'm just not one of them. I never will be. It's just not my thing. I'm more of an experiential guy. I'm not here to like teach. I mean, I'll teach you about Vegas, but it has to tie into life. I'll teach you about discipline. I'll teach you how to keep your shit together. I'll teach you what to be aware of. I'll teach you how to get over. I'll teach you tips. But they don't only just apply here in Vegas. They apply to life as a whole. You know, that's more me. But you know, the whole, well, you know, this place was, and it's 500 feet from here to there, and this. If I don't care, then I'm just not going to do it, you know? Maybe my channel will be more popular, because that's what people want, but there's plenty of people doing that. All the room reviews, and, oh, this sink is 14 inches wide, and it's made... What do I care? I want to jump on a fucking bed when I get into a room. I don't, you know, whatever. You know, that's me. You know, I can't do that thing, the professional Vegas influencer crap. And I'm not knocking them. Hey, if it works for them, so be it. And it's obviously, YouTube shows me what other channels you guys watch. I mean, they do. I got the whole demographics here. Let's see. Watch. You think I'm jiving? Watch this. Audience. Geography. All right. Here's what your audience has watched. Oh, here are other channels. You want to see it? Want me to pull the curtain back? Watch this. Watch this. We'll pull the curtain back. Channels your audience watches. Miles to memory. Okay, so I mean, it's not like saying that Bob watched this or whatever. It's just saying my audience as a whole. All right. This is what videos my audience has watched in the past 28 days. So I know you guys watch the other stuff because YouTube's telling me you are. Oh, some of you guys watch Dingo? That's crazy. So yeah, I'm getting some pretty good, info from them. So I know, because I know that most of my audience, wants Vegas-related stuff. That's why as soon as I started putting more of my own personal self into the things and the things I wanted to talk about, that's when the channel sort of plateaued. Because a majority, like a huge majority, probably 90% of yous, are here because I'm in Vegas, disregarding the fact that it's a show from Vegas, not about Vegas, and you tolerate me to a certain degree, which is kind of cool. And I know a lot of you would follow me if I was sitting on a lawn chair in the middle of a cornfield, which is equally awesome. So do I care? I don't, because number one, I already know. Number two, I want you to get different perspectives on things. I think that's healthy. I think that's normal. Does not bother me in the least. I don't have a problem with any of those people whatsoever. Maybe one's a total douche. Other than that, because some things that this individual has done, which I can prove, and you know who you are. But other than that, more power to them. I want you guys to be entertained. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Do I watch any of these other channels? No. Like, never. Not because, oh my God, I'm not watching the competition, because if I felt they were competition, I would watch them. But I don't feel the competition, and I don't say that in a dicky or an arrogant way, but we're on two different things, We're not talking about this, most of us are not talking about the same shit, I mean, I'm running a show from Vegas, they're mostly running shows about Vegas, so we're not even competitors, we're not competing for the same audience, and you can tell too, because, I put up a video, about a glorious 4K about the conservatory, nobody friggin' watches it, they put out a video about the conservatory, they got like 90,000 views, because that's more Vegas-centric. So people who gravitate to me are more into the personality, and the way I present things, and my unique, sometimes off-putting, sometimes exciting way of dealing with issues and subject matter, even Vegas-related stuff, that draws my own audience. So I don't consider, they can't replicate that, and I can't replicate what they're doing, and I could care less to. So I don't consider that competition. And I don't want my perspective tainted by listening to someone else's opinion, and I don't have time for that shit in my life, I mean, I barely get to relax as it is. I mean, I was figuring out today, because I always do the end of the month thing. I did, for the month of January, cumulatively, I did 89 hours directly related to YouTube over the course of the month. That's not per week, but that averages to like 22 hours a week, like 6 days a week or so. So, you know, just do the math on that. But I put in, you know, about 90 hours in, yeah, I put about 90 hours, 89 hours in January. And I work, and I'm building my own platform and whatnot, almost from scratch. You know, I have a foundation for it, but it's almost from scratch. So, yeah, I don't have time to be watching one of those. But, like, when I watch YouTube, I watch, like, you know, I watch, like, clothing channels and, you know, some RP stuff, you know, interesting stuff. You watch for the intelligent talk. Thank you, Diane. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, 22 hours a week, so it's like a part-time, full-time kind of week. It's probably divided over 7 days, because honestly, I work 7 days a week on YT. I just have to, you know, but thank you. You ever check out Chica Bonitas? Is that a place? Or are you just talking about hot chicks in general? I'll check out the occasional hot chick, but is that a specific place I should know about? I'll do it. So, I think altogether I probably work plus or minus between 60 and 75 hours a week altogether. If I were to break it down. Yeah, exactly. I don't have the time for that shit. That's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people aren't live streaming anymore, you know? It takes a lot. You see, it takes, I mean, some people, okay, sometimes when I'm done with a live stream, this is a little different. Like when I'm doing the one-on-one thing, it's different. But sometimes, if I'm just out, like tomorrow night, I'm gonna be out, Saturday night, we're gonna go out, do the script thing, I'm excited, I can't wait. I want to show you what's going on. There's all sorts of construction taking place. The town went into high gear for the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. We're going to go check that out. When I'm done live streaming, I'm like, sometimes I'm exhausted. Not physically, even though I walk like 5 miles during a live stream, but sometimes it's just mentally exhausting. Because I like to talk, obviously, but not... One thing I gotta say, not many people can hold a conversation for 3 hours and never run out of something to say. I'm gifted that way. You know, like, you know, someone told me when I was a little kid, they're like, oh, you got the gift of gab. You should become a lawyer, you know? I just like, it's just my nature, you know? I've seen and done and experienced so much shit in my life, and there's still more, tons more to come. Another 50 years, I hope. And I could hold the conversation for hours and hours. I could read one comment and feed off of it, you know, for an hour. I could look at something on the ground and talk about it for 20 minutes and entertain everyone, you know? I mean, that's, I gotta pat myself on the back. That's kind of a skill. And it's genuine. It's not, I'm not like bullshitting anyone, but sometimes, like when all is said and done, it's kind of draining, you know? It's just like, after a while, you know? Sometimes like, you kind of like crash from it. It's just like, you know? It's different. And I don't think a lot of people can do that, you know? 5 days a week, 6 days a week, sometimes that I do. There's not a lot of people who can pull that off. That's why you don't see a lot of people live streaming like that. Chica Bonitas is across from the Palomino. Is that a booby bar? Because I've been to the Palomino, but I've never been to Chica Bonitas. Oh, my alarm's going off. Alarm. I'm gonna snooze it for a couple minutes. It would definitely be R-rated. What are you guys talking about? You're starting a channel. Yeah, you should, Phil. Phil, you should start it. You should. That would be. I think people would love to know what takes place. I think people would love to know. I ain't gonna lie. And I appreciate that super chat. You say I don't watch them. How do I know what they talk about? I mean, I've watched them once or twice. I mean, I didn't say I never, like, I'm walking around with blinders on. I've watched every single one of them once or twice. You know, who hasn't? But it's not, what I'm saying is, I don't make a point of it, put it that way. I don't subscribe to any of their channels. It's just like, but I've seen all their stuffs for the most part, you know? I know what, I mean, all I gotta do is see like one or two. I get people's vibe pretty quick. I know that this person is more about the specifics, and this person's more about that, and I know this person's, you know, more about, you know, duh. But yeah, I mean, I've seen, okay, I could say I've watched every major influence. There's a couple I haven't watched. I've never watched Jacob. I've never watched Norma or Ruby. No, I think I watched Ruby like once. But most of the other ones I probably watched at least once. At least one live stream or video, possibly two. So I know what the vibe is. You know, I mean, there's, because when I'm checking the stats, like I just showed everyone, I can read the name of the video. You know? Well, what else do I need to know? You know, mine are just like, you know, whatever. So I read the name of the video, I kind of know what the channel's about. Duh. Like I watched a Wonder Hussy video where she was talking about why she doesn't shave her armpits. That's all I ever needed to know. I'm good. You know, I don't have to watch her channel again. I know she doesn't shave her armpits, and why. That's all I know. Yeah, Phil, you're like the therapist. There's so many roles and hats that you wear. You're a therapist. You're a life coach. You're corralling. Wow. Yeah, up to Joseph. I mean, yeah, I don't take offense to that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't make a point of it. That's a better thing. I mean, it's okay. It's been so long since I watched any of their videos that it's like, whatever. You know? And it's not because I don't like them or anything. It's just like, I don't know. I don't watch sports either. You know, I just don't have time for that shit. It's just me. So you're all welcome. Ba, 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 ba. What? Sapphires? What are we talking about? Favorite gentleman. Do I have a favorite gentleman's club? I haven't been to a gentleman's club in probably... that'll be the last question I answer unless one comes through on SC. I haven't been to a gentleman's club in over 10 years. Maybe 15, to be perfectly honest. I can't even remember the last time. Long. Yeah, a Wrangler, Cat Wrangler. That's a good one. I can't even remember the last time. I'm trying to think. I can't even remember. I mean, I used to have to go sometimes for like business purposes. You know, people would come to town and they'd be like, oh, you know, if we're gonna drink beers, which I don't drink beer, you know, at least let's do it at a hootie bar and whatnot. And I'd be like, all right, and take them to Spearmint Rhino and sign the contract, you know. And I just tell the girls, you know, butter this dude up, you know. I need to sign to get this freaking signature. But no, it's been a long time. Long time. So I wouldn't say I had a favorite one. Palomino's, I got a Polaroid picture of some chick with like these two basketballs. You know, like back in the late 90s, there was that trend towards like, you know, triple, quadruple H basketball shaped things and whatnot. And I do have a Polaroid. I went to, they used to do like a circuit where so-and-so, there was an Asian woman, Mindy something or other. And like, she used to be on my radio show all the time. So I went and saw her over there, and I got a Polaroid picture of her and me, and like they were literally like perfectly round beach balls and whatnot. That was like a big thing back then. That might have been the last time I ever did that. Polaroid, go figure. But anyway, yeah. Mickey, you guys are congratulations on your nuptials, or anything you must see or do. Depends. I mean, are we talking money or free things to do? I don't know. Do I miss my cigar business? Absolutely. I'm like starting to Jones having cigars. What could you do? You know what? Tune in tomorrow night and we'll get into more specific things about that, because I'm about to jet. I could talk about that all night, and I appreciate the question, but tune in tomorrow and definitely ask that question. Yeah, I get that double eagle. And if someone tells me something like, you know, so-and-so's channel talked about you last night, I used to actually go and look. Now if someone says that and they say, oh, so-and-so mentioned you, and you know, they'll put a timestamp in there, so all I gotta do is click on it and go right to the spot. I used to do that. Now I don't. I haven't done that in like probably a year. You know, but people used to send me, oh, so-and-so said this about you, so-and-so said that about you, whatever, or talked about you. And half the time they would just make mention of me, nothing bad, like, oh, Bror Fredrik's an asshole or whatever. I mean, I don't care if they say it or not. It doesn't bother me. And I used to click on it just for like curiosity to see what you know, whose feet I stepped on this time, whose toes. Now I don't anymore, you know, but people still send them to me. I mean, if it's a couple of specific people, I might go look, but other than that, nah, not so much. Yeah, I mean, the big question, rent a car versus Ubering everywhere. People are like, oh, it costs more to rent a car because then you gotta pay and you gotta park and all this. I love the freedom of even if I gotta pay for the parking. If I go to a town, I'm not gonna Uber. If I'm there more than 48 hours, I will rent a vehicle, because I just love having the freedom to do what I want to do and to go to a freaking Whole Food and eat, you know, and do stuff. Anyway. Yeah, like, I think I've morphed, you know, I've sort of like, I don't think people could really put a label on me and what I'm trying to accomplish quite yet, you know? And I think YouTube doesn't either. Anyway, I gotta go. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I appreciate all the kind, generous super chats. Tomorrow we are gonna do the live thing on the strip, and I'm excited to do that. Hopefully it's not raining. Oh, there goes my alarm. I do have somewhere to be. Alright, that was a fun AMA. I gotta listen to that again, and I appreciate all the questions. You guys are awesome. You know, I love this. I love feeding off, you know, you guys' questions, and you know, and I learn a lot about myself too. I'm not above that. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. You know, I'm just some dude. You know, I got a few gifts and a few tricks up my sleeve, but you know, I learn just as much from you guys as you guys probably do from me. So I do appreciate that. So, if you're new, one last time, I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again tomorrow night, at least 5 times a week. And if you want to support the channel, do all this stuff, and the sign-up form for my new platform will be coming out soon. I keep saying that, but soon. Trust me. I don't want to do it too soon. But it'll be coming out soon. And I miss you guys already, but I'll see you in about 24 hours. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.